lady said that, for example, the prevalence rate was 16%. Yes, because she selected 100 for coefficient. But it relates to us. For example, another guy liked it to select, for example, here, instead of 100, he or she is going to select 1,000 or 10,000 or 100,000. So it's related to us. No problem. No problem. Base power of 10. No problem. It's related to us as researcher, or it's related to me as an examiner when I select your questions in your exam. Yes? Example, another example. Please calculate this question. In CY 2000, what's the meaning of CY? It's the name of a city. In CY 2000, 51 new cases of hepatitis B were reported in a country with a mid-year population of 552,000. Calculate the incidence rate using a base of 100,000. Please calculate it, please. Who can guess?
9.2.
Yes, please, you know there?
9.2.
9.2. You? 9.2. 9.2. All of you 9.2. Any other opinion? Any other opinion? 9.2. Yes. This is our weather in Tehran. We enjoy a lot. Yes. Enjoy about rainy weather in Tehran. Yes. I like it in autumn. So numerator is 51, denominator is 552,000, and as you can see here, 9.24 per 100,000. Thank you very much. Your name? Sohail Mohammadi. Yes. So incidence measures have to provide clues as to the cause or development of a disease. Yes. Any question? And in next slide, in next picture, in this figure, you can see the relationship between some measured statistics in epidemiology. We can name this as water basin in epidemiology. Do you know water basin? Water basin. This is water basin. Yes, water basin. And this is water basin epidemiology. Water basin of epidemiology. And you can see the relationship between incidence, prevalence, recovery, death, mortality. Who can explain for us about the meaning of this figure? Who can explain? Volunteer. Yes, you are going to speak for us? No? Yes, please go ahead. Keep going. Who can guess? Thank you very much.
In the previous slide, we said that prevalence discusses new and existing cases. Incidence talks about only new cases. So in the figure, I understand that maybe there was a new case from incidence figure, and then this case added up to the prevalence
Thank you very much. Great. Great. You're amazing. What's your name? Sorry. Yes. Freepoint. Abdeta. Yes. Chuck Norris. Yes. Thank you very much. Yes. As this gentleman said, there is a relationship between these statistics. Yes. We have incidents. For example, you have a pipe. Yes. And the water is pouring from the pipe to water basin. So prevalence is related to incidence, because if you have more water from pipe to water basin, your prevalence will increase. Yes. The prevalence here stands for the water, yes, condition, water status here. So if you have more incidents, you will have more prevalence. The more incidents, the more prevalence. Yes? And of course, prevalence is related to recovery. For example, you see that in a water basin, water vaporizes, yes? Water vaporizes. If you have a lot of vaporization, yes? So the level can decrease. So the prevalence will be decreased, yes? So prevalence is related to recovery. And here, prevalence is related to death. The more death, the lesser prevalence. Why? Because maybe in a mortality or in an outbreak or in a crisis, you have a lot of deaths. So in water basin, the level of water can decrease, because most of the cases can drain from water basin. Yes. Any question? Is it clear? Thank you very much. So, here we have factors influencing observed prevalence rate. You see here, in the first column, we have variables that can increase the prevalence, and in the second column, we have some variables can decrease the prevalence. For example, here we have longer duration of disease. If you have some diseases that they took more time, the period of disease is longer, so prevalence will increase. For example, you know that we have some diseases that they take a lot of time. For example, diabetes. For example, some kinds of cancers. So, as they have long duration for their disease, the prevalence rate will increase. Vice versa, shorter duration of disease. For example, you know that we have some diseases that they have shorter duration. For example, can you name some of them? The diseases with short period, for example, who can name? For example, great, influenza. Influenza can take a short period of time. Yes. So influenza compared to, for example, diabetes. So they are different because the duration is different. Prolongation of life of patients without cure. Imagine that we have some patients that they are not curable. So as the number of patients increase, the prevalence rate will increase. Increase in new cases. We spoke in water basin epidemiology. In migration of cases. In migration of cases. What's the meaning of in migration of cases? Who can explain about this there? In migration of cases. Who can explain? Imagine that, for example, you have a community. You are studying a community with, for example, 100 people. Yes? So, other patients are going to enter your community. For example, 5 patients are going to come to enter your community. So, the prevalence of the disease will increase. Out migration of healthy people. For example, suppose that at the same community, we told that we have 100 people in our community. For example, imagine that 50 people are going to leave your community. So if they go out, the prevalence of the disease will increase. Yes. In migration of susceptible people, what's the meaning of in migration of susceptible people? Who can guess? Pardon?